Yeah, that's it.
Seen that one.
You've seen it? What's it like?
Very funny.
I'm a big fan of Ricky Gervais, so I'll definitely have to give that a try. Yes, this is 13:50 AM GU2 Kickoff with Dazz. Thank you very, very much for joining me. There we had Gossip, Pink and Tail Cruise to name but three. This is Kickoff with Dazz, 4 till 7 each and every day. We've talked about lots and lots so far, including the football this week, Gone But Not Forgotten, blockbusters and Media Mania, talking about the various video games that are coming out this week. But we have someone else in the studio. Andrew's gone. But we have someone else in the studio who's going to be presenting a new show in the very, very near future. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Christelle. I'm a student of the University of Surrey. And I'm studying law, English law and French law. So I will be presenting a show soon. Yeah.
How are you finding the lectures so far?
Not too bad, to be quite frank. There is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So many stuff to take on board. So hopefully I will not collapse before the end of the first semester.
Yeah, okay. Oh, law. Oh, wouldn't like to think about that. It's too complicated for me. So yeah, now it's time for middle of the week moan, which is basically, if you've never heard the show before, I'm a fairly grumpy person by nature, so I get my aggression and my frustration out every week to you, the dear listener, every week. Last week, I think, or the week before last, it was automated checkouts, which annoy me a lot. I'm sure they annoy you as well. But this week, we are going to be talking about, and indeed moaning about, I'm sure you've all experienced this in the past. It's raining, it's very, very late, and you can't bother to walk. You're soaking wet, you haven't got an umbrella, and you're standing at the bus stop. I'm sure you've experienced this.
Definitely,
yeah. And you see the bright lights of a bus coming towards you. It's like walking into heaven. Can't believe it. You just can't wait to get onto that warm bus and have a nice sit down after a long day. And the bus driver says, "Yeah, what?" And you just know that you've met a grumpy bus driver.
Yeah. That's true.
I was talking to Christelle earlier, and he said that he had an experience with a grumpy bus driver.
Actually, yes, I did have an experience, a wonderful one.
Yeah.
But in that case, I wasn't lucky enough to get on the bus because the bus was too full. We all ran for the bus, and then suddenly the guy just didn't let us in because he said that the bus was packed full, really. And we tried to complain, but our complaint was not heard. And all he did was just to give us the look, as usual, and then say, "Oh, that's." It's a word that I'm not allowed to say on there. There's something students.
Yeah.
They're back again.
I'm guessing it was a Guildford bus driver.
Indeed, it was a Guildford bus driver from Hazel Farm to the campus.
Oh dear.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I come from South London.
Oh, right.
And bus drivers, you don't really talk to the bus drivers. You don't really deal with them. So they're sort of average. You don't get grumpy or happy bus drivers.
Yeah.
But in Guildford, I'm sure everyone listening can relate to this. You either get a really, really happy bus driver, which makes the journey really great because he's like, "Oh, welcome, hope you're having a good day," and says goodbye to you, and when you get off the bus, it's great. Puts you in a really good mood. But you get the other flip side of the coin as well. You can get really, really grumpy bus drivers, and it's especially so in Guildford, don't you think?
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I also come from South London, so I kind of sympathize with the fact that we rarely get to speak to the bus drivers down there.
Yeah.
And here, since the bus driver, you have that. I think it's also because the buses here in Guildford are smaller to the one in London, the one that I usually take.
Yeah.
So that kind of favors that direct contact between the bus driver and the passengers. So if the bus driver is not in a good mood or in a good mood, you can definitely feel it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I've had many run-ins with grumpy bus drivers. I've had one in South London, but they were just crazy. You know when it's really late at night and the roads are quite empty.
Yeah.
And the bus driver thinks he's a Formula One driver. Just speeds along, and everyone's going flying. If they've got shopping that's on the floor, falling all over the place.
Especially when he brakes when you least expect it. Oh,
exactly. No. Yeah. Everyone goes flying. Bus drivers. I suppose it's a public service where you either get grumpy or, they'd be more likely to be grumpy. Yeah. Train drivers, you don't really encounter train drivers, or do you?
That's true.
But to be honest, I can't blame bus drivers, especially in London.
Why not?
Well, you get all the young chavs getting on the bus and playing music on their phones and being gobby and mouthy and just being loud and
all of those people who had been victim of a really entertaining night out.
Yep. Which may or may not have involved alcohol. Yeah, so I can't blame them, but bus drivers who just have a go at people just because they're students. I mean, they're a bus driver in Guildford. What do you expect?
Exactly.
And students aren't that bad. I mean, you can get the odd rowdy student, but...
Actually, if I have enough time, let me make a mention of this. Let me tell you a story.
Yep.
On my first day in Guildford, my first day coming to the university, I took the bus. And as I got on the bus was packed full that morning, and there was an elderly passenger who got in, and the first thing he did was to look at the bus driver and then tell him, "Oh, they've come back, haven't they?" And then the bus driver, "Yes, they are the freshers, you see. Yes, it's the first time in Guildford. Don't you worry. Can you please give a seat to the gentleman?" Yeah, I was expecting Guildford to be I'm sure it is a very amicable and nice city, but having that welcome being put that way, in that manner on the bus was very, how can I put it, was not encouraging.
Yeah, I've encountered that as well. Not even when I was a fresher. It's just some people, they seem to think that it's their town and no one else's. But Guildford is a perfectly nice place. Absolutely. A lot of the people are very, very nice. But you do get the odd person that doesn't like students, let's be honest.
For everyone who is listening to this show, I'm not saying anything bad about Guildford. I believe Guildford is a beautiful city. I love the campus. It's green, great, beautiful. But it's like you cannot have everything in the world. You always have those old ones who will put the dirt on the name of a city or a town. So I love Guildford.
Exactly. This is Kickoff with Dazz, 1350 AM GE2. Please get in contact with us if you agree with us or even disagree with us. Have you ever encountered a grumpy bus driver, or do you think we're just spouting rubbish? You can call us 01483 68 1350, or you can email us studio@gu2.co.uk. I'm here and we're here until 7 p.m.
GU2.
Yes, this is 1350 AM GU2 Kickoff with Dazz. We've only got 15 minutes left, but thank you very much for joining me anyway. It's very much appreciated, believe me. You can text us 07575 073 400. That's 07575 073 400. Don't forget the texts are charged at the standard network rate, so please do check that out. You can email us studio@gu2.co.uk, as one person is doing. You can contact us by MSN on that address as well. You can also add us on the Twitter. That's GU2 Radio, all one word. GU2 Radio, all one word. You can phone us as well, 01483 68 13 50. Okay, we've still got our guest in the studio. Yeah. We've been moaning about bus drivers, if you haven't been listening lately.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been actually complaining about them in a very nice way. Trying our best not to be rude.
Is that So yeah, do you agree? Have you met any grumpy bus drivers? If you're a student in Guildford, you must have done, to be honest.